Hello, and welcome back to the Brothers Win podcast. I am Matt, your host, and I'm joined today by my brother and co-host, Ian. Ian, how are you doing?
I'm great, Matthew. Feeling good. How about you?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good, Ian.
Yeah?
Yeah, I am feeling pretty good.
I'm actually kind of tired.
You are?
Yeah. I mean, I had my first full week. I had a day and a half of teaching last week because Monday we had off for whatever you call it. Easter. That's what it's called. That little guy. Thursday was when I got the vaccine and I felt like garbage. Or the day after I got the vaccine I felt like garbage. And Friday was a half day, so I taught, and Wednesday we have off, or not off, but we teach from home. So I worked a day and a half in the school last week, and this week I started actually teaching, and I taught all 4 days in school and then taught from home on Wednesday. So it was a longer week for sure, but that's just a small rant. So I'm good though, but definitely hit me.
Yeah.
I had the Thursday and I was like, whee! Woo!
In other news, I missed my first vaccine appointment. I already got it rescheduled for the 20th.
I didn't know about that.
I had it scheduled for Thursday, early morning, and I was woken up very early by a disturbance in the house, and it was annoying. I was woken up at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I couldn't go back to bed. Like, there was no going back to bed. And so I stayed up, and then around...
Yesterday or last week?
Yesterday.
Okay.
And yesterday, around like 9, I get super tired. Like, I couldn't even keep my eyes open. I was watching YouTube videos. I could not keep my eyes open.
9 p.m.?
9 a.m.
Oh.
It was very quick. Like, 3 hours of just can't go to bed, and then 9
that
o'clock
makes
hits,
sense. Okay.
and then snap, I have to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even remember I had the vaccine appointment. And I just, out like a light, slept through the first 30 minutes of my class because my alarms only went off and didn't wake me up. Or only one went off and didn't wake me up. So, yeah, it was a bit of a hectic morning that day.
Yeah, seems like it.
But, yeah, no, it's other than that, I've been...
But you got it rescheduled and all that?
Yeah, it's already... Tuesday is when I'm going again.
That's nice.
Morning,
Maryland's really good, or in terms of like vaccinations. Like I think we're at 25% fully vaccinated, which is great news. I think we're projected
that's U.S. average too.
I know the most is about we're definitely in top 60% of we're 60th percentile, doing well for sure. But I know New Hampshire is killing it with the first dosage. Over half their state has at least one dose, which is pretty sick. Good job, New Hampshire. If you're listening.
Small. Yeah.
Mr. New Hampshire, governor of New Hampshire. He's like, oh, nice.
All right, Mr. Mayor. You guys don't have a governor. You're too small of a state.
Yeah, they're like, you don't need one.
All right.
Anyway,
let's get into the preamble of today's episode. Similar to before the main course, let's talk about appetizers.
That was pretty good, actually.
Whoo, I thought of that one at work while I thought about this preamble. I did. It was the first thing that came to mind. I was like, appetizers and preamble. They're like the same thing.
They're the same thing. That's awesome. Way to go.
Yeah, we just wanted to talk about appetizers.
We should end the episode after that joke, actually. Sorry to cut you off, but we should it's over now.
Oh, yeah. The episode's just called appetizers, and that's it.
Just to warn you folks, this is the peak. We're not getting any better after this.
This is the replacement to the clips episode, actually. There's no more podcast.
It's just Matthew saying that 5-second clip, and it's a vine, actually. Our clips fit in the vines now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm keep cutting you off.
YouTube
keep going.
Shorts. No, you're good. But we're going to talk about appetizers. I have a list of my top 5 appetizers, and Ian's going to critique, talk, discuss about each one. So let's get right into it. We'll start with number 5.
Good.
I felt like this was the most cop-out answer, and it's why I put it at 5. I put shrimp at 5.
Just shrimp? Nothing fancy about it?
Nope.
Have you ever bang bang shrimp?
No.
It's good stuff. It's got the special sauce with it, and you dip it. It's kind of just fancier cocktail sauce, and it's pretty solid. But
I hate cocktail sauce, but
yeah, I've gotten used to it. But I'd rather have just some raw dog shrimp, hanging out
shrimp
there.
and Old Bay. That's all you need.
Yeah, no, shrimp's a good choice. I kind of like that with a meal more. You get the surf and turf kind of deal with a steak, and it's really living it up. But
it's also the reason I said it was a cop out is because it can be just a meal. Usually that's an option.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, but if someone's getting shrimp for the table, I'm sticking my hand in there for sure.
I'm grabbing the shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is a generic category technically, but I just put special fries. So any kind of fries with something.
All potatoes live in like the high esteem of hoping to one day be a special
fry. Yeah.
Like I hope I'm not
potato skins here.
I hope I'm not an Ore-Ida bag in a Walgreens somewhere. I'm really crossing my fingers for the special fries.
Yeah, you gotta get on the menu as a special fry.
I know what you mean though.
Yeah, so like poutine technically, nacho fries.
Poutine's crazy.
I've only had it once.
Just in the fact that it's like,
really good.
Who really was thinking that? Who was like, that's a good idea.
Like, we should put
and it's a good idea. It's a good idea. It just seems like a weird like gravy and like
I think it's a weird thing to become as popular as it did. I think that's what.
Shout out Canada. But anyway, keep going.
Shout out.
About special fries.
So yeah, special fries, any like even just like good seasoned fries are a good appetizer in my mind. I don't like appetizers too much. That's why some of the ones are a little lackluster at the beginning.
Do you like loaded fries, like when it's got like bacon and like cheese and sour cream, or is that too much?
It can be too much, and I don't really like bacon on my anything.
On my things.
On my fries mostly. Like burgers, it's good, but fries and potatoes, I don't think bacon belongs.
Okay, that's fair.
It doesn't really texturally match, in my opinion, and it's not supposed to. But
yeah.
Sour cream is great, so whatever.
Good.
But I've never eaten fries with sour cream on them.
I mean, same thing as a baked potato. But anyway, keep going.
Yeah. So yeah, just special fries in general is my number 4. Number 3 is mozzarella sticks.
What if you pulled up to McDonald's and you're like, can I get a special fry?
Could I get some of your special fries? I think they just do that?
What do you mean?
Somewhere they added a menu item where it's like you can buy a fry pouch with seasoning, and you like mix it up yourself in a bag that they give you.
Why wouldn't they just do it for you?
I don't know.
That seems like more waste, but that's interesting.
More fun, more interaction.
Yeah, so now you gotta ask for them like you own the place. Sorry, number 3 was mozzarella sticks. You said, right?
Mozzarella sticks are number 3.
Yeah,
a good mozzarella stick is good.
Yeah,
and there's no doubt about it. It's just cheese.
Did Socrates say that one?
That was actually a Confucius quote.
A good mozzarella stick is good.
Is good. It's true.
Then he died.
No denying it because mozzarella sticks are great. Even bad mozzarella sticks are good. The only way a mozzarella stick can be ruined for me is if the breading's bad. And
okay, that's what I meant. When I think of a bad mozz stick, I'm like, that breading it's all breading.
Yeah. You can get like panko breadcrumb ones that are just god awful because they don't taste like anything, and it's just cheese then.
Or they fry it too much. I just want to eat cheese pretty much.
Yeah, like especially fresh ones too. Like if you're getting out of the restaurant, you're sitting down. Like, preferably that's a good like I'll grab 1 or 2, and eat them any day. It's very
especially when they're warm. Like you get there and your friends just got them,
and the cheese
and you like bite into one, and longer than your arm is how far you want that thing to stretch. Like you're like pulling it, and it's like it's still there.
Sometimes I don't like that. Sometimes I will say a cold mozzarella stick is better, just because it like snaps off. It doesn't pull, so it's like a clean bite. I don't know. There's some.
I mean it for the experience. I mean it for that like pull back like that should be alright. I wonder if there's a world record like in the Guinness World like longest mozz stick.
Longest cheese pull.
Longest pull.
But would you have to? How would you? What are the rules to that though?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't ask. They know.
They know.
Yeah.
So, number 2 is it was gonna be. I wanted to split these up, but I put them together, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Number 2 is just labeled a good dip. So, in parentheses, I put spinach and artichoke or queso.
That's my first thought. Yeah.
Either of them, like, go to Buffalo Wild Wings. They have both of them, and both of them are good choices for appetizers. So, like, I'll eat that any day.
Buffalo Wild Wings, really the spot for good apps. If you're really like you want to like pig out and like you're like I gotta get apps before the meal, you go to Buffalo Wild Wings because like the meal's fine, like you're not writing home about the meal, but you're like they have a large choice of apps and they're all pretty good.
Yeah. Also Applebee's, they're cheap. I've never been to Applebee's. That was just.
I went to Applebee's on a first date one time. It was a weird experience. Not my choice, by the way. I'm not that low class. Girl was like, yeah, let's do Applebee's. I'm like, okay, and it didn't work out if you couldn't. It's that one date. No, 2 dates, but still. Applebee's was not a good. have to figure it out. But another dip that I want to put on there is buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
100%.
My stomach
it's
just
rare
rumbled.
on menus though.
I hope the mic didn't pick that up, but my stomach just rumbled. Buffalo Wild Wings, I think, has buffalo chicken dip. Not drip. That'd be sick.
You got the buffalo chicken drip, bro.
Ooh, you got the buffalo chicken drip. No.
Damn, boy, you looking fine. You got the buffalo chicken drip. Sheesh.
I hope I didn't just blow out my mic with that. Sheesh.
Probably not.
I want to try to get the perfect angle down with my sheesh. Anyway, buffalo chicken dip would probably be my go-to. Spinach artichoke is solid too with the pita.
Oh yeah. And what I wanted to lump that in with, basically, going all the way back to the beginning, it was not the two dips; it was nachos that I wanted to lump it in with. So a good dip is equivalent to nachos in my book. Where if you're ordering nachos, you could have gotten a good dip instead and been happy. I think, in my opinion, that's my opinion.
Yeah, a lot of time the dips are with chips anyway. Like the buffalo chicken dip, you're getting it with some chips there. So I mean. I guess it's more just solid dip if you really want to think about that.
Chips and something.
Yeah, I'll go with you on that one. I won't fight you too much.
Because I didn't want to put a good dip and 3 nachos, because that seems like a cop out. That's just
so they both were that high for you though.
They're both 2. Yeah,
you're the same level of excited most days for nachos or buffalo chicken or any sort of dip at the table. That's fair.
And honestly, that could be number 1, usurping this one. A crab pretzel. We talked about this the other day.
We did.
Briefly, we talked about appetizers, and I said the only one I could think of that I like ordering, that I like eating, that I like getting a piece of, even if I don't get the whole thing, it's a crab pretzel.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of places in Maryland sell crab pretzels.
Thankfully.
Constantly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is you could go, I guarantee you there's a Mexican restaurant in Maryland that sells a crab pretzel as an appetizer.
I would agree with you. They're so good.
They're very good. And
they're good. They're pretty filling too, surprisingly. I
get them as meals sometimes.
Yeah, you can, and it's. I mean, they're just a solid appetizer. Good to share at the table because no one's you get a fried pickle platter. You're I really like we all have a couple of those and we're not really feeling anything. It's just good for the taste.
Yeah.
But you get a crab pretzel. Everyone's feeling pretty good before their meal. So.
Everyone gets a chunk of it,
May I honorable mentions, or I guess I don't really have a top 5, but I was gonna throw some things that you missed on there. Maybe a hot take. I didn't like this for a while, but calamari is a solid choice.
I don't think I'd ever seek that out though. If it was on the table, I'd eat it. It would be an honorable mention, I think. But the issue for me
is that you don't order calamari for the table because a lot of people are vehemently opposed to calamari. They're like, ew, squid, no thanks. Or they won't try it, or they love it. I think you're either hot or you're cold on calamari. No one's like, oh, I guess I'll have 1 or 2, and I don't really love it, but I mean, I'll eat it. Which I think you just said you were, but I mean, I think people are really into it or they're really against it. So I don't think you get that for the table.
It's more. I would never order that for myself. I like calamari as a dish, as an appetizer. It's just I wouldn't go to a restaurant to order an appetizer of calamari.
That's
and
fair.
if I did, it would be for everyone at the table. At least 4 other people would have to sit there and be like, I will eat at least 1 piece of this calamari right now. Cause
it probably doesn't make my top 5 if I'm being honest, but
yeah,
I definitely am happy if someone ordered calamari because I'm like, cool, got someone here who wants that. I'll do 2 more. Fried pickles, like I just said. I hate
pickles.
Yeah. Oh, do you?
I'm sorry to cut you off, but
that's okay. No, that's. Oh, I don't know. I felt that way for a while, and then I turned 18, and I was like, okay, I'm down with a pickle. I mean, that's just the way it goes. I started to like a lot of things when I turned 18. You've always been the pickiest eater. You're not as much anymore, but
I eat most of whatever.
You're way better now, but
yeah.
I just
in
my mind, you're the pickiest eater in the family.
The thing is, it's I like
Sean probably
pickled
is now.
Juice. Yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm. I like pickled juice, and I like things that are pickled. But cucumbers are the worst thing that could have been pickled and called a pickle. It's not. That could be true. A main topic for me. I could talk about this all day.
All right, I'm gonna wipe my brain.
It's just textured vinegar, bro. There's nothing to it.
I was gonna fight you on that. I like pickle juice, but I don't like pickles because I was like, that's kind of weird. But yeah. I used to like. Before I liked pickles, I think this was my transition into it. At Chick-fil-A, they put pickles on your Chick-fil-A sandwich, and I would take them off and not eat them. But I liked having the pickle juice remnants in the middle of my sandwich. I was like, this is good. This is what I want.
I didn't know that was a very popular thing, but apparently that is everyone agrees that it's the entirely proper way to eat a Chick-fil-A sandwich is you have to order it as is, but you take the pickles off because the bun just tastes so much better with the pickle juice.
It really does, and I don't understand that, but it's good. And then my last pick, because we're already getting kind of long on this. I don't know how long your topic is today.
It's not too long, so.
Okay, Bloomin' Onions or onion rings they'd probably crack my top 3, if I'm being honest. I love a Bloomin' Onion for the first 12 bites, and then it gets cold, and then you've had enough of it at that point, and you're like, I'm done. That was enough of
I
that.
like the
and
breading
onion rings.
on both
I love
of
onion
them.
rings.
Love the breading on both of them. But onions, the only way I'll eat an onion is if it is cooked, like done, brown, like.
Shout out Charlie's.
Yeah. Charlie's, what's it called? Philly cheesesteaks. Yeah, Philly cheesesteaks. Their caramelized onions are great. Like, that's how done they need to be. They need to be done. And otherwise, like, if I can taste any bit of raw onion or like onion flavor, I don't want it.
What about like McDonald's like quarter pounders when they got the little diced onions on
Those
it?
are the worst.
Woo! No way. That's a fire take. That one I could talk to you about for probably the rest of this podcast.
Nah, I definitely could because you know those little White Castle burgers you get in the freezer?
Yeah.
Those are the worst because sometimes the cheese will melt into the onions and you just have to take the whole like top layer of the bun off if you don't like the onions.
Throw the whole thing
and then you
away.
don't get cheese. Yeah.
Yeah, well, don't be eating White Castle burgers in the first place from the freezer.
Yeah.
Those are like good once in a very rare blue moon, man. You're like, ooh, I could do for one of those, and you eat it.
And then you eat another packet, and you're like, holy shit.
See you in 12 years. We used to eat those all the time as kids. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's probably why I have a metabolism issue. No, but definitely not great. Anyway, we've been talking about this for too long. You want to move on to the main topic?
Yeah, let's move on to the main topic, Ian. So, this topic is about music again, which is pretty funny. I thought about it today. I was like, Ian's probably had like 3 sports topics very like back to back to back, and I've had like 3 music topics back to back to back.
Yeah, no, you've definitely hit the movie. Like, I was gonna say, is that the 3rd week in a row for you for music topics? Which is fine. I don't care. You're a music guy.
There was a week in between where I did something else, but
it was the 3 sports in a row.
It was this. You did. Oh, what'd you do?
We did the goats last week.
You did goats. You did
a very simple scan of our Spotify while you keep us busy would be.
I'll keep us busy. So yeah, I know I've done at least 3 music topics in the past 4 weeks or past 4 podcasts. No.
Here we go. All right. Well, no, you don't need to worry about it now. So for people who really want to hear our episode list, last week was sports for me. Then you did music with the game show.
Yeah.
I did horror movies.
Oh, okay.
You did deep fake, so we both kind of took off of it.
Yeah.
I did states. We talked about the best and worst states.
Oh, okay.
You did food facts. I don't even remember that one, not going to lie. Then I did sports. You did
I remember that one.
Aesop's Fables. Pokemon. Still thinking about this one.
Okay.
Sorry.
I think
when did you do what was the one with the one-armed drummer? Was that the fun food facts?
No, that was the still thinking about this one. Because it was
that felt like so recently.
It was so off the wall, like
that's
insane that there was no title that I could just get.
Talked about Iron Man in that one. Okay, anyway, sorry. I know everyone was like, what episodes have they released? As they're on Spotify watching this.
Yeah, we started talking about the topic and then talked about other topics.
That's good that we've done so many of these that we forgot what episodes we've done. I mean, I think that's good. Or
we've reached a point.
Yeah, good for us.
So yeah, the topic for today is, what background music would you have playing in your life and why? So I'm gonna lay out the scenario a little bit more so we can be specific from the start. So let's say this song we'll say for now, this song is played at all times, no matter what, but you can turn it down or turn it up, right? You can turn it almost all the way down, like pretty much to not hearing it, right? Or you can turn it all the way up. But you can't listen to any other music. Whatever you choose is this. You can only listen to this. So, and that's just the world we live in, you know?
Welcome to hell.
Yeah. So
I can turn the song off. It's not always playing.
What?
I can turn this song off in my head. Like, it's not always playing, correct?
You can turn it very low, like to the point where it's basically off.
Okay.
You wouldn't ever notice it. Like,
Okay, yeah, it wouldn't be like
Yeah.
if I'd have to be completely silent in the silent room and I would just like barely hear.
Yeah, it's like if you could when you sit in like an anecho chamber and you can hear the blood vessels in your ears, like that's how quiet it would have to be.
Okay.
um,
So lay out the rules real quickly one more time, just so the crowd knows.
yeah. So basically, there's a song playing in the background that you will choose. We'll debate it, and you can turn it up or down as much as you want. The down, you can turn it all the way down until you can barely hear it, just barely, not even like normal day-to-day stuff. You would never notice it, or you can turn it all the way up. It's your choice. And I wanted to start. That's the situation.
And this is the only song you can hear for the rest of your life, correct?
Yeah. And I wanted to start a little more generic rather than just go to songs. That's why I was hesitant to say song, because I wanted to do a little bit of a structure to this. I wanted to start with what genre you would choose, not what song. Just like in general, what genre would be the best for you to cycle through songs? Like it'd be multiple songs, like any song from that genre. For me, it would be rap, just because over every other genre, rap is just number one for me. There is no, my rap playlist is over 1,000 songs long. Like my punk playlist doesn't even come close. My metal playlist is like 30 songs long. Like nothing comes close to how long my rap playlist is and how much I like rap and how many songs there are.
Yeah.
Do you have a do you have a genre?
So I've been kind of silent since you said this because my brain went into overdrive thinking about this.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about like the logistics of it. Like this is a song I'm gonna hear nonstop, or at least whenever I want to listen to music, this is the song I'm gonna hear. So I need something that is good, all encompassing over my mood. Something that won't annoy me. It's gonna annoy me eventually. I feel like, right? Like, can you even avoid that?
Well, we're going with genre right now.
For John, that's the thing. So like I feel like rap, I love rap, don't get me wrong, but like I feel like rap nonstop would just get to me. I think
But there's a lot of rap. Like you can consider, you've got Kendrick Lamar on one side and you've got like Trippie Redd on the other side, Lil Pump. Like I don't listen to them, but
but like then like
choose
like
to
Biggie
go
Smalls,
through the spectrum. Like trap isn't specifically trap. It's rap still. It's a general.
Yeah, so it depends on how general you go. If I said pop punk, it can be anywhere from Blink 182 to like Turnover to.
I think you could just say punk, and I think
if you're allowing punk and it allows like my Turnover, it allows like certain like kind of indie too, like.
Yeah.
I think like, and you'd get on the fringe there, and you'd be like, okay, but like, I think that would be my answer because, like, no offense to rap, and I've definitely heard rap songs where you get this wide variety of emotions, but you're not hitting a lot of emotions in rap generally. Like if you look at like 80% of rap, you're getting like one emotion mainly throughout that song, and usually it's the same emotion, which is just like either anger or like vanity or pride. Those aren't really emotions, but they're kind of like you're bragging about yourself in the song, right?
Yeah.
So I want something that's gonna be like not make me mad at these people. Like if I'm going for genre, I want something that can give me like sad, happy. Like I think pop punk really hits that.
I think punk / pop punk in general is a little hard though too with that, because it's mostly sad. Like even though it might sound happy, like the happy songs that I know are all sad lyrics. Like they're talking about sad stuff. I can trick my brain
into making me think it's happy though, because I can just like if I'm listening to the song forever, like then I can just listen to the guitar, listen to the music, listen to like the drums, and be like, okay, that's kind of an upbeat song, even though they're talking about like wanting to kill themselves over a girl, like yeah. So
I can see that. Punk was my only other one that had even a sliver of a chance to beat rap.
Though I love rap, and this is nothing against rap, and I'm not trying to make it sound bad when I say about the emotion thing, because you need rap every now and again, and there are some rappers who really put a lot of emotion and different emotions into their songs. Yeah. But I think pop punk is kind of going to be mine.
And there's also, people you haven't discovered yet too. Like there could be a punk artist who makes super happy music, like I can't even think of an example because I don't know anybody that doesn't have a little bit of sadness in their music and punk.
That's fair. Yeah, it'd take me a while, and it would not be conducive for a podcast audience.
Yeah, it would not. Or you could find a rapper that's talking about being happy and stuff like that. Like Chance the Rapper is a pretty good example.
He loves his wife. Yeah.
Yeah, he talks about God and loving his wife and going to
hot
church.
showers. Yeah.
Hot showers, yeah.
Love Chance. Shout out.
Shout out to Chance the Rapper.
Not his latest album, as we, if you listen to our game show episode, we definitely roasted that a bit. So yeah.
Sorry, Chance, but if you're listening to only this episode, thank you for everything but the big day.
Loved you on Acid Rap. Anyway, continue.
Oh yeah. Speaking of specific artists, let's go into the artist that you would listen to.
So we're just narrowing it down to be like, okay.
Over time, we're narrowing.
I like the way you're doing this. Okay.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, what's the song? And I'm like, I don't know, like Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I knew I knew that would be like 30 seconds, like, because I have my song written down. I have like 3 songs that I would choose.
I don't, obviously. So
yeah.
I went through my Certified Heaters playlist and was taking a look-see. So
I think that's the hardest thing for me is that none of these are on the main playlist of mine. Like,
excuse me.
None of them are on my Better Rap playlist.
Really?
Yeah. Because I wouldn't listen to a single rap song constantly. That would be torture. Like, I agree with you. Listening to a single rap song.
Ooh, Buzz spotting.
Oh,
look at that butt. Woo, he's posing. He knows.
Ooh,
Hey, little man.
He's waiting. He's getting his screen time in.
26 minutes. Check him out on the YouTube.
26 minutes. Buzz walks out of room. Write that in the script, Ian.
Yeah.
For next time.
We need to get a soundboard.
Oh, that'd be great.
Maybe someday.
I'll
Anyway.
consider it. So yeah, artists. My artist I chose, since we're still a little generic, I chose Kanye, and I don't think it's a big surprise. You probably could have guessed that. I would choose Kanye.
No gasping or no second thoughts about that one. I mean, if you put a gun to my head, I would have said Kanye for Matthew right away. So
yeah, so it makes sense. I put a little note next to it. It says Kanye because he don't miss. That's
because he don't miss.
He literally, like, in my opinion, he only missed on one album, and a lot of people like that album, and it's Late Registration.
Oh, okay.
I know you like Late Registration.
I thought you were about to say Jesus is King, but I'm guessing you're not counting that.
No, I like Jesus is King. I unironically love that album. Like,
I love it too. I think
it's a great album.
I'm Christian, so I mean that also helps it. But
yeah, I'm not, and it's a very good album. Like, it's very palatable.
I wonder if we could do a faith podcast. No, I don't know if that would fly over well on a podcast audience. I was just thinking we don't talk about that on the podcast. I mean, that might be the first time people hear about this.
We could talk about religion in one episode.
We'll see how that goes.
Because we have done it before. We've had like long conversations about it.
Yeah, we have, which is always nice. But
it would just be kind of like doing it again. But like, we do it differently. Obviously, I wouldn't bring up the same points.
My initial point is like God is real. It's like just go off from there. Yeah. Anyway.
And God is not real in my
opinion. And there we go. We're done. Good see you. Have a nice episode. No. Anyway.
It's a 5-hour marathon.
Yeah.
Kanye
we'll do a 24-hour live stream, and you guys can donate to us while we do it. One viewer.
It's a telethon. But yeah, Kanye would be my artist. If I had to choose an album, it would probably be Jesus.
Really?
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
What do you think my second one would be?
Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah.
No.
Did you think that was my first one?
Yeah, Jesus would have been second for me if I had to guess for you.
Because Jesus has made a huge turnaround for me. But do you have an artist in mind for your
Is that the only one you have?
Yeah, it's the only one I had. There's literally like the only one who would come close.
J. Cole?
Probably Matt Kierkegaard would come close. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, Matt Kierkegaard would definitely be on mine. Lead singer of the band Citizen, which we talked about last week. Wait, so J. Cole's not on yours for rapper?
No. I think J. Cole, he sounds very similar in a lot of his songs. Like, I think For Your Eyes Only is still the best album of all time. But like,
I was going to say, I thought For Your Eyes Only would have been your song. Like,
I'll fight that at all times. No. I couldn't listen to that forever. Dude, that is the most boring song to listen to 2 times in a row.
That's fair.
You ever listen to it twice? Yeah, because I have, and it sucks.
Yeah, you're like, oh my gosh, 8 minutes of this.
I just heard this, like 8 minutes. It's the same thing. Like the trumpet doesn't change, drums don't change.
Yeah, you definitely need some change.
It's just a story. It's really good.
Yeah. Good story and good rapping on it. I mean, good talk rapping. But anyway, my initial thoughts for an artist in terms of like pop punk / indie would be like Turnover. Obviously,
it could be anyone. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be based on your genre of last time.
That's fair. Matt Kierkegaard, one of the thoughts. Turnover. I love Turnover. I don't know if I could do one of their songs. I definitely love a lot of their songs, but I haven't thought too much about this topic, obviously, since I just heard it 10 minutes ago. Hippocampus has been my new grind lately, and I love Hippocampus, and I know you're not a huge fan of them. If I had to choose a rapper, it'd probably be Kendrick Lamar.
That's fair. I find that Kendrick has a lot of like not replayability in my opinion. Like the only album in my opinion that has replayability is To Pimp a Butterfly.
Oh yeah,
and some of Good Kid, Mad City, but
no, I mean those are his two best albums, and they're like yeah. But I'm like if it was Good Kid, Mad City, I'd probably say Money Trees off that one would be my like song to go back to because I love J-Rock's verse, and I mean it's got that like switch up where it goes to it's either high pitched Kendrick, I think it's a woman rapping though, and it's sick. And then from T-Pab. Not King Koot. I don't know. I haven't really thought enough about it. So
yeah.
Backstreet Freestyle is good, but I would get so tired of that song so quickly.
Dude, the like cowbell and the metal sounds would just like kill my brain in like
songs
3
songs
listens.
fire one listen. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like the For Your Eyes Only. Like it's on the other spectrum of like that is a little too much to listen to.
But I think if I gave this a long think through, Kendrick Lamar may not be it, but just initial thoughts. Rap wasn't even my genre. It'd probably be Kendrick Lamar for rap. But yeah. I think it's going to be Matt Carrickey's Hippocampus or Turnover, which are like 3 of my favorite artists, which I mean makes sense. I'm sure I would come up with like 10 different things if I thought about it for longer.
Yeah.
One answer of a rapper that I love who 1,000% would not be the answer is Denzel Curry.
Oh yeah. No.
Like I just like because there's answers for this where there's artists that you love so much. There are like artists that you like really love listening to and will go back and listen to them. Denzel Curry's voice is so grating in the sense that if you listen to it for more than an album length, you're like, oh, do I really like this guy? Like you're like,
I don't really get that, but I would get it over time. I think it takes me a while.
Yeah, no, it's not like I never am actually thinking that. But if I listen to a 45-minute album from Denzel, I'm like, I'm not listening to Denzel for another week probably. So.
I usually like when I get into Denzel, like I'm listening to him for the entire day and then I'm done. Like. So I get that, but it's a little bit longer of a period for me. So like,
but
I'll
you
listen
probably
to
have a longer
every
break,
one
honestly.
of his albums back to back, and then I'm done for Denzel for about 3 months, and then I come back, and I'm just like, he's the best rapper, and he still is. Like even when I'm on off time, like I think he's the best rapper right now.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, I was gonna bring up Denzel Curry. I don't have him on anywhere on my lists for anything.
He instantly came to my mind as a non-starter. You know?
Yeah, he's like he is so out there. Like his songs are great; they're great to listen to. But
all right, let's save it for the Denzel Curry podcast. So yeah,
all right, welcome back to the Denzel Curry podcast.
So it's Matt Carrickey's, like I said, like 5 times already. Turnover and Hippocampus are mine.
All right, so let's get into the song then. Specific song. There is another section to this, by the way.
I thought you were about to say there's a right answer.
Yeah, I did write down a correct answer.
You have one shot at it.
All right, well, I'll go over mine first. I have been in a very light, poppy mood in terms of music, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this one might come as a, like, entire shocker, but Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles.
It's a good song.
He didn't miss. Like, that song
album
is so good. I need to listen to the rest of the album, but, like, that song alone I could listen to on repeat for a very long time.
I've been on the Harry Styles train since that album came out. Like I was like, I don't know if I like Harry Styles, and then I got recommended listening to that by a couple friends, and I was like, I still don't know if I'll love it. And that album is very good. I really like a lot of songs from that. Not to get off topic, but She from that album is really. It's got a lot of guitar and like very ballady and like. Storytelling. I love that song, and that album is really good. I got tired of like Adore You and Watermelon Sugar because they're overplayed on the
they are overplayed, but I actually had only heard Watermelon Sugar one time before I re-listened to it, and the one time I heard it I really liked it, and I was like, I should probably listen to this more. And just recently, it was a long time ago I heard it too, and I was like, just recently I'm like, I gotta add it to a playlist because like there are songs that you like so much that it's just like you gotta add it to a playlist.
Yeah,
and that was
for
one
sure.
of them. And it's obviously recency bias for that song. But yeah.
I definitely was confused because I saw it yesterday on your Spotify while I was on my computer. Like it shows like what your friends are listening to, and Matt, it was like Watermelon Sugar, I think, first. And I was like, that's weird. Maybe like he was with friends, or like he was like maybe it just came on like he was just trying to find new music and it came on, and that's just what happened to stop on. Yeah. And were you listening to Adore You later or no? Or was it still Watermelon Sugar?
Was that today?
Yesterday, last night.
No. It was probably Watermelon Sugar again. Like I,
Yeah,
I have
but
like
yeah, like it was a different time, whatever. Like I saw you were currently listening to it. I was like, what?
Oh yeah. So what I've been doing, like literally yesterday, I made a 5-song playlist of the 5 songs that currently I just found from friends, from myself, recommendations and stuff like that. And I made a 5-song playlist that I want to add to over the summer to make it like my summertime playlist this year.
Yeah.
And I've just been listening to that on repeat. So it's only
that's
5
how
songs
I-
long, so it's very likely that you had a 1 in 5 chance of seeing me listen to that song again.
That's how I realized you actually liked the song, because it was on your playlist, and I didn't even have to click on it. I knew it was your playlist because you like to alliterate things, like you do it with our podcast episodes.
Yep.
If you haven't caught on by now, they're all alliteration at this point, and all your playlists are too. And I'm like,
Yes.
that is like Vivacious Vibes. I'm like, that's Matthew. He's definitely made that playlist, so he likes it.
Just made it. I love it. It's
I didn't check it out though. I meant to.
It's got another song that is also on my list of, or on my 3 songs that I would choose for this topic, the background
That you would
song.
narrow it down to.
Yeah. And one of the other song on that playlist that is there is called Bittersweet. I just sent it to Ian last night.
Good song.
That song is so good. Like, it's by, oh my goodness, it's, now I look like a poser, but I just found this out. My friend showed it to me very recently. It's by
Louis the Child, or Louis the Child, yeah.
Louis the Child, yeah. And it's so good. It's very positive. Like, the entire thing is very positive. It's fun to listen to. The bass is insane. The bass line is just going off the entire time.
Funky.
You got a good speaker system. It is just bumping. And, like, obviously, again, it might be recency bias, but, like, that's pretty much the vibe I want putting behind me. Like, obviously, I said rap for a genre just because I like so much rap, and if I had the choice, I would do it. I said Kanye because I love Kanye. But, like, when it gets to the songs, I need something so positive that it's, like, overwhelming. Like, Watermelon Sugar isn't even super positive. Like, it's just talking about watermelon sugar. I don't even know what it's about.
I think it's about women.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
All I know is that it's very fun to listen to. But
Oh,
this
yeah,
one
that's
is,
without doubt.
the lyrics are very clear. It is about loving life and, like, being happy.
That's a good song.
So it's very good choice in my opinion. And the last one I would choose is just a generic answer. It's just a Tool song, because they are so long, they have so much to them, and I think I could bear with listening to it on repeat, because I would probably forget where the songs end.
It would just mold into each other.
Itself again. Yeah.
I was gonna, good thing I didn't make the joke about, like, you wouldn't choose. I was gonna say that you probably wouldn't choose a Tool song, because, like, but then I thought about it, and, like, you're just explaining. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. They're like 10 minutes long and pretty varied.
Yeah, there's a lot to them, and there's movements basically in some of them. Like, Numa is a 11-minute song off their new album. It's the only one I've listened to so far, and it's amazing. It's literally like 3 songs in one.
Yeah.
And it's like a symphony piece, like very, very well done. Very technical too.
Yeah.
So just like a Tool song was my original guess a very long time ago. I remember thinking about this a long time ago because I think it came up on Reddit, and I was just like, what would I choose? I was like, probably a Tool song because of what I just said. So I had to include it. There was no not including it for me. Moving on though.
Don't move on yet. No.
Don't move on yet.
So
right.
You said Kanye was your favorite artist, like in terms of what artist you would choose, and you didn't pick a Kanye song for this. When mine are gonna be all 3 of the artists I chose. So I really want to know what Kanye song you would choose if you had to.
That's a good question.
Which is, I understand why you didn't pick it, but I'm like, I need to know what Kanye song you pick as.
Yeah, see, now that's basically as hard of a question as I asked you in the beginning, and you paused. So
yeah, if you want to think about it, I could start sharing my answers for my questions.
I'm gonna think about it because I can't really answer that right now.
All right, let's see. So mine, I'm gonna pick 3 from. So it's only one song, but like my first 3 thoughts were from those artists, and I just want to go with that.
Yeah.
First one from Matt Karakees is easy. It's 20 ***, but you could just call it 20. That song, I love that song. I'm really connected to this song too because I follow him on like Instagram. He's a very small artist, so he like posted that, And I remember it being on just YouTube for a long time. It had like no views, and I'm just sitting there like replaying it over and over again.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, it'll be on, like it came out on like a Thursday or a Friday," and he's like, "It's gonna be on Spotify on Monday." I remember, and I would just like I'd be listening on Spotify to like some of his old stuff or something else, and I'd be like, "Oh, I want to hear that new song by him," and I would go and listen to it on YouTube. And I had to do that for like 2 weeks because he kept having issues with Spotify, and I was like, "Come on, man." Also, I like it a lot because whenever I recommend it to somebody, they end up loving the song, so it's always nice.
Oh yeah.
To like,
you sent it to me when it was on YouTube, but you knew I liked Matt Carrickey, so
yeah,
it was
but
just
like
kind of like a, hey, you need to get on this now because he just dropped this.
Yeah, people in my community, like I'm just like that's on my summer playlist, and I'll play that, and they'll be like, "Who? What is this?" And I'm like, "Oh, good." You like this?" So that would probably be my choice from him. Turnover was a little bit hard because my favorite song by them is "Cutting My Fingers Off," which is a breakup song, and it's a great song, and it probably would be my choice, but I realize how sad it would probably make me because it's light and airy. It's one of the things I was talking about earlier is like I could convince my a song's not a sad song by just listening to the guitar, and the guitar in this is fun and like upbeat and it's great. So I feel like that might be my choice. But also, speaking of guitar songs, fun guitar songs by Turnover that I love, Plant Sugar off their new album. I don't love their new album, but Plant Sugar's guitar always puts me in a good mood. If you just go to like Spotify. If you're listening to this, don't turn us off yet. But go listen to Plant Sugar by Turnover and just listen to the guitar. Yeah, and don't tell me you're not in a good mood after that. So I love that song's guitar.
The verse's guitar is so good. Like the verse guitar is, it's like
the chorus is fine too.
Yeah, but like it goes off in the verse and then it slows down in the chorus. Yeah. But then it picks back up and it's just like, oh my god.
This song would always put me in a good mood, I think, until I got annoyed of it, obviously. So, but like every time I listen to this song, I'm in a good mood. And then my Hippocampus, you don't know much Hippocampus, so this is going to be kind of like, okay, sure.
But it might be one I've tried to listen to multiple times.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. It's either Vacation by them, which is the first song I ever heard by them, and like I fell in love with them instantly, or the song Bambi by them, which is also good.
That's one I've tried to listen to a couple of times, I think.
Yeah, I know you're not the biggest fan of them, which is fine, but I love this band, and it'd be either Vacation or Hippocampus. So if you don't really know any of these bands or artists, but Matthew and I just mentioned, really you should go listen to them all because they're really great, in our opinions.
Back to, or you're done, sorry.
I'm done. I want to think about the rap song I would choose, because rap would be my second choice for genre, so go ahead and talk about your...
But I thought about my Kanye answer.
And I'm still listening, so...
Yeah, so there are 3 songs that I have chosen, and I can narrow it down to one, but I wouldn't want to.
Oh, I have my rap song already, sorry.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead then.
It's a pop song really, but it's Sunflower by Post Malone and Sway Lee.
That counts.
Puts me in a good mood too. Same thing with Plant Sugar. It's just like, ooh, like that
I haven't listened to that song in a long time.
That snare comes in at the beginning, you're like, yeah. And you're just gone off to the races. Like whatever I'm doing it better now. So anyway, do your Kanye.
And that first wow when Sway Lee talks.
Yeah. Ooh, love it.
It's definitely a feeling. Okay. So the 3 Kanye songs are what was the Lost in the World's probably number 3.
Okay.
I love that.
Is that the one with Bon Iver on it, or am I wrong?
Yeah, that's the
it's the sample from Woods. Yeah,
it's
you're right.
Sample from Woods, and then it goes into that funky, upbeat, happy sounding song.
That's one of those ones where it's got good variety in it, so it would be like almost having 2 songs, you know?
Yeah.
That was my issue with Plant Sugar, is that it's almost the exact same verse, chorus, song,
and it's
done.
So short.
And it's 2.5 minutes long, and you're like, So
the only thing I will say about that song is I would probably end up wanting to kill myself because it never plays "We Will Survive in America" or "Who Will Survive in America" afterwards. It's such a like little thing, like it's literally just a dude talking over the beat at the end, but it's just like it has to be played in my mind. Like if I'm listening to it on shuffle, I'll unshuffle it just to listen to that last bit and then shuffle it again. Like
you'd have to go and erase your previous memories to know that doesn't come after that, honestly. So as long as that's part of the deal, you're probably fine with that song. So number 2 would be well, it's hard to do number 2 and 1, but I would probably. So like Lost in the World is definitely like 3, and then these 2 are the top 2.
Yeah, it has to be mentioned, but it's not up there.
Okay.
I guess number 2, it was my original number 1, but I changed it to number 2 now because I thought about it. Would be Bound 2 off of Yeezus.
Okay.
That's a little lesser known one off Yeezus, I know. It's not as popular as
you play for me, so I know it. But I mean,
yeah, it's very, very good. Very, very good. And I listen to that a lot. That's pretty much all I have to say about Bound 2. That was gonna be my number one until. Can you guess the song? Actually, it's off of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Oh, is it? It's not Runaway, is it?
It is Runaway.
Yeah,
Runaway would be my number one song.
I get so happy when I get your music guesses right, honestly. Like, I honestly got just like a dopamine hit right there. Who needs drugs when you can just guess Matthew's song preferences?
we should do an episode where we just guess each other's song preferences. Where we're like, how well do we know each other? That's a good game show.
That we could do like each other Jeopardy, honestly.
Oh, that's a good idea.
All right, that might be next week, guys. Buckle your seatbelts because
we'll have to figure out who hosts that one.
That's the most vain, prideful episode of like, you know what people want to hear for 45 minutes? Us talk about each other's things that we like, which is pretty much what this podcast is. So
yeah, it literally actually is that. We just put it into a game show form.
It's just a variety episode too. You get a lot of stuff about us. Wow, that'd be fun. I love
that. Would be fun.
Both myself and game shows.
And like literally the categories of Jeopardy would be like the categories of our shows basically. So like you could have a sports, music,
movies,
religion, movies, food, stuff like that.
We have to talk about that because I think that'd be fun. Anyway,
that's a good idea. Look forward to that in the future because I don't think there is any
maybe
way
not next week.
None of us will do that.
No, yeah, I mean that's probably happening. We need to have a guest on soon. We got to figure out that because
this
is episode 14 and we haven't had a guest on, which means it's been about 10 weeks now and we haven't had a person on. Everyone we ask is always scared because they're like, we're not going to be good at podcasts. I'm like, we're not good at podcasts.
Yeah, no. We're literally just talking. Like literally, we're in the middle of a tangent, in the middle of like my topic.
We're already planning the next episode on it. It's not even just a tangent.
We've given up. Yeah, we've given up on this episode, even though we're only halfway.
This episode ended. This episode ended 5 minutes ago. You guys are just still here for the ride. Our post episode talk. So
speaking
welcome.
of the episode ending in 5 minutes or 5 minutes ago, how far are we in? Just to know, because I can't.
46 minutes.
46.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's probably a good place to end it. I don't think I'm gonna go to my next one, but I will say what it was, just so I don't.
Well, wait, what do you mean your next one?
There's an entire another scenario I wanted to go through, just in case I didn't have time.
Can we do it quick?
I mean, yeah, we can do it pretty quick. So I said, okay, change the scenario.
Okay, time out. You tell me the scenario, and I tell you if it's good or not. If we can do it quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, not that it's good or not, but if we can do it within 5 minutes or less.
If not, I'll just say my stuff, and then we'll go through.
Okay.
Because I have it all written down. Next scenario. Now you emit the song from your body at all times. You are not allowed to turn it down, and it will bother everyone around you. What are the songs you choose? Mm-hmm. So it's completely different. It's not what you want to hear. You still want to hear it, though.
Oh, I still want to hear it?
Because you're going to hear it. You just
I can't turn it down?
Nope.
I'd probably just kill myself now.
It's just abysmally loud at all times. Like, not like it wouldn't damage your ears, but it would be loud enough for people around you to hear it within, like, a 20-foot radius.
Man, that'd be no one would want to hang out with me. I'd probably have to go live out in the woods and just it'd probably be the same song, honestly, for me, because no one would want to hang out with me. Like, that's just straight up. Like, I'd lose a lot of value as a person. So it's the same answer for me.
Mine changed a bit. I was gonna go through the genre, song, and artist or whatever again, and the only thing that changed was that punk made a huge comeback in the genre because no one wants to hear rap.
Also, if you emit the N-word out of your body, I think you're racist.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe we do. Because I still had rap down. I was like, it's less viable, but it's still the most palatable in my opinion.
You can still have rap. But you have to make sure it doesn't say the M-word, I think.
Yeah, but you can get away with some bad words in punk. And obviously there's no N-words. And there's limited amount of N-words in punk.
Yeah.
Other than that, artists, it changed from Kanye. It's Matt Kierkegaard's now. 100%. If I had to walk around with an artist, everyone would love that. Just hearing that at all.
Yeah, it's light and airy and it's happy music, you know? There's some sad songs, but most of the time just happy, good feeling songs. Yeah. Mine's still 20 probably is the answer.
That's a fair enough answer.
I know yours. I think I know what yours would be.
Yeah.
Is it Spider Silk?
Yeah, that's the only song that changed. You got it. That was right.
Yeah.
So I was literally gonna say, I'm like the only other. I wrote 3 songs still, and they were Watermelon Sugar, Bittersweet again, both of them, and Spider Silk instead of a Tool song. Because
could you imagine
nobody wants to hear a Tool song
the rest of your life?
That's actually hell. That's like what purgatory is.
Yeah.
Like when they describe it to you, that they could use that as an example.
You know, it'd be funny if when you died and were like buried like 6 feet under the ground, you're like, you still admitted it in your coffin at the same level. So when people are at the graveyard like visiting their loved ones, they just hear like, I know. You just hear something there like,
what is
that
happening?
Sounds like hell. There must be a gateway
that would
somewhere
be
around here.
terrifying in the night.
Yeah, oh
grave robbing, some kids come by and they're like, woo, or not grave robbing, like headstone kicking or something like that.
Oh,
whatever kids do nowadays.
Back in my day, me and the boys used to rob graves for fun.
We used to rob graves.
Yeah, and steal children. Yeah, just the worst things you can think of.
Yeah,
no, but
that would be terrifying.
Spider's Hook is a good song by Matt Carey that you should listen to, and very happy. So yeah, that was a good follow-up question. I thought it was going to be a little similar, but I see where it would change.
I almost wrote another follow-up question because I thought we were going to blow through this, but I'm glad we didn't because
I agree.
I tried to give you some time to think about it in my head when I was planning this episode, but it turned out to be like the perfect amount of time just to do one. I'd rather do one because it's literally the same music for me.
It was a good question. Yeah, it was a good question. So I want to.
Yeah, so let's do the outro. That's the second time I've done that now. My
good
hair
transition.
is all messed up.
Nah, it's all good.
But yeah, we appreciate you guys watching. Check us out on YouTube at The Brothers Whim Podcast, Spotify, The Brothers Whim.
Yeah,
sorry,
that's the name of our podcast. That's okay. Yeah.
Instagram, Twitter, at The Brothers Whim, and that's been it. Wait.
Isn't it just at Brothers Whim on Instagram?
Is it? Oh my goodness, I don't.
I'm looking right now.
See, I used to memorize the outro. Like
it
I
is,
had it.
It is at Brothers Whim.
At Brothers Whim. All right.
Yeah.
I think I've always said
I've
at
said
the
this
Brothers
enough.
Whim, so that might be a.
Well, that's why we don't have any. No, we have a decent amount of followers.
Misnomer.
We have a surprising amount of followers for this podcast. So.
Oh yeah, and we appreciate everyone.
Oh my gosh, so much! You guys are great.
That sounded very not heartful. Didn't come from the heart there because Ian was facing away from his mic, looking at his phone.
Yeah, you guys are great.
Just to let the non-visual listeners know.
I'm already at the door.
Happened.
I'm like, yeah, you guys are great.
Yeah, you're great.
All right, but anyway.
All right, but we're gonna wrap this episode up. I've been Matt,
and I'm Ian,
and we thank you for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Appreciate you. Bye.